In this video, we're going to talk about different things that we can do inside of Age of Empires Mobile for the single player player, or multiplayer player. If you want to play with your friends, play against enemies, fight on the open field, capture territory. This is a game that kind of has it all. There's some things that it does really well, and there's some things that are new to the genre. We've seen games out there like Lords Mobile, like Rise of Kingdoms, Call of Dragons, and they all have their own special things that make them unique and great. Age of Empires Mobile has differentiating factors for its game too. We'll review some of them on this video, and we'll talk about if you're a new player to the genre of strategy mobile games, or if you're coming from one of those other games I just mentioned, should you play this game and what you should expect if you do. Let's jump into it. So I'd like this video to really be something where if somebody has played these types of games in the past, or if you're new to this type of game, you can see this video and then get an idea of, okay, is it something that I can really get into? Is it something that I'm interested in? Do I have the time to put into it to play it the way that I want to play it? Does it feel like a job? Is there too much to do? Does it cost too much to play? Do I have to spend to play this game effectively? Those are some of the questions I'd like to answer in this video. And before we jump into all that, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, bell notification, all those fun things. Help me out on that YouTube algorithm. Make sure we're promoting the community and making sure that we're having fun here on the channel. Let's jump into new players. So I feel like that might be a smaller portion of the people that might be watching this video. Like most people who get into this type of genre, you probably played a game like Age of Empires 2, Command and Conquer, those types of RTS games. Just to be very clear from the very beginning, this is not an RTS. This is not a, I have my base, you have your base. We have our bases to build up, and we need to build troops, and we need to build structures and upgrade tech, and the whole thing's over in 30 minutes to an hour tops. That's not what this game is. This is a persistent world mobile strategy game where you can play as a solo player or you can play as a team player. And really, I think this game, like most games in this genre, shine whenever you start to open up and join an alliance and really start to get to know other people that are like-minded and want to do and accomplish the same things that you do, and just meet people. I mean, I feel like I've met lifelong friends on these types of games, particularly Rise of Kingdoms. I've got people who I still talk to this day. They're on my phone versus in the game. So as a new player to the genre, just kind of expect this to be what you put into it. If you want it to be a solo experience, like a Skyrim type of thing, you certainly can do that. It's going to take a while to get anything done because you're not going to have any helps from an alliance. And even if you are in an alliance and you just want to be a solo type player, you need to join the right kind of alliance, because most alliances in these types of games, they want to fight. They want to war. They want to go and prove their mettle. They want to go and win the server. They want to win KVKs. They want to win alliance events. And there's competitiveness that happens in those types of situations. And if there's a limited number of slots in an alliance and you're taking up one and not contributing to the group, to the whole, they may not keep you. So you need to make sure if you do that, you join an alliance that's very similar to you, who want to kind of just play the game as a solo kind of experience. It's certainly doable. You can build all of your characters, you can build all of your marches, you can build your city up, you can research your tech, you can do all the things that you would like to do. You can move all of your buildings around if you'd like to have them in certain locations, and just kind of make your city the way you want it. And you can even fish. There's nice little solo games in here. Fishing is one of them. You throw a net out and that's really far, so you got to hold the thing, and I'm gonna go all the way. Perfect throw, of course, because I'm awesome at this game. There's another perfect one, because again, I'm awesome. Let's see if that one's, ooh, another perfect one. Look at that. Okay, I didn't mean this to be this way, but I'm on a roll, so I'm gonna keep going. Okay. There's a perfect one. But you see what I'm getting at? Like, you can really get into this game. I'm trying to make a video right now, and I'm getting sidetracked because I'm playing this game. So that's a pretty decent score. I think you can get maybe to 5,000, I think is the perfect score. I'm not sure. But anyway, had a good time playing it. And again, I got sidetracked on the video because I just tried to show you a little solo mechanic. So pretty fun. There's another really fun one that mimics like a survivor.io kind of situation where you're running around and picking up gems, and they level you up, and then each level you get to pick a skill, and that skill can be upgraded, and you can combo that skill and really get powerful, and it gives you nice rewards in the game. And ultimately, you play the game to have fun. If that's the way you have fun, then you have that in spades in this game as well. But this game, or games like this in particular, but this one in particular too, from what I'm seeing, really shines when you team up with friends, when you team up with other people to go and do things that affect the map. So speaking of the map, when you zoom out, this is the world map, and each world map has all these outer zones, and then as the game develops, as the kingdom develops, in this case as the empire develops, you'll be able to go into the inner ring here, and then ultimately if you are victorious and have made your way to these gates here around Kingsland, you may be able to have a chance at the Imperial City, which is this guy right here. Now, I just started my third account on this server, which is a content creator server, and there's a $10,000 reward for whoever captures the Imperial City on this particular server. So this is what I'm going to be streaming going forward on this channel, just to give you an idea. But for the new player, that's kind of a rough thing on what you're looking at accomplishing if you join a team. You certainly can't do this as a solo player. This is something that you'll be missing out on, but you can make this game your own as a solo player and certainly make it as enjoyable as you would like. You would just kind of roll through the game and make it your own. Again, more enjoyable in my opinion as a team type of thing, but you can certainly do it as a solo player. So again, back into our city. I think that kind of wraps up the solo piece. Again, as a multiplayer player for a new player into the genre, again, this game really looks to be shining. There's tons of strategy inside of it that you don't really see in other games, or at least that I've found. Terrain affects how you fight. There's a weather system built into it. You can see on the top right, it's spring 126. That means that that particular weather system will affect how troops behave on the battlefield. If they're going to be slower, if they're going to be how your resource mechanics work, if there's going to be a drought, or if there's going to be a boon from a spring where you get more food and wood production. Like, that's kind of unique that I haven't really seen in other games, at least ones that I've played. I'm sure that there may be something out there that has it, but I've not seen it. This is a foundational city builder that also relies on combining historical characters into the proper types of marches to be able to fight on the battlefield, or PvE, where you're killing tribes that are NPCs on the open field, and there's things that you can rally inside the game, or in this case, it's force attacks and things like that. You can build different types of troops. You have your swordsmen, your pikemen, your archers, and your cavalry. They all have their different benefits. Some are higher in attack, some are higher in health, some are higher in defense, some are more speedy. Combination of all of those combined. There's variations depending on what you like. And again, with the types of heroes in the game, they're all historical heroes where you can go in here and put together your favorite groups. You want to make sure you're paying attention to the specialty that they are, as well as what type of troops that they specialize in. It's something you need to keep in mind as you're building your account. But ultimately, you could, it wouldn't be optimal, but if you're a huge King Arthur fan, and you're a huge Mulan fan, and you're a huge Attila the Hun fan, you can put all three of them together in a march and they would be absolutely terrible, but you could do it and it would be fun. And, you'd probably lose a lot of troops, but it's fine because you'd be having fun, right? So you can really kind of play this game however you want. And again, I wouldn't recommend doing something like that, but it's doable. You can do it. It's not going to hurt you. Well, it will hurt you, but just don't do it. But okay. But you see what I'm saying, right? Like, you can have fun your way. And again, you can do it as a solo or a multiplayer player. Now, for players that have played these types of games before, is this something you should jump into? I can't really answer that for you because you have your own reasons for playing the game that you play versus if you would want to stop playing what you're currently playing and jump into this, or if you used to play one of those games and then you stopped and then now you've seen this, should you jump in? That's going to be up to you. This is going to be just as time intensive as you make it, of course. Is there spending elements? Absolutely. You can see the top right of the screen. It's got loads of packs and bundles and timers on bundles because they need to create a sense of urgency and all those good things. That's all going to be here, right? And again, I talked to you before. This is not an RTS. This is a mobile strategy game in the Age of Empires universe. So you can see the visuals of it. It's very upgraded. Looks like a lot of the latest Age of Empires type of graphics that you see in the RTS, but ultimately this is built around being a city building mobile strategy fighting game. So this is your Rise of Kingdoms. This is your Lords Mobile. This is your Game of Thrones Conquest. This is I mean, all those types of games, right? So it's in the same mold, but there are unique things that make this its own thing. I know Vikings Rise was one of them. Rebirth of Glory, I think, is probably the closest thing to this. But again, this is different. Do you have to spend in this game? No, you don't. Again, you can play this game however you want. Will you be slower than people who do spend? Yes, you will. And that's just how life works and how business works. And ultimately, again, these guys are in the business of earning a profit and making an awesome game. So the idea here is to check both of those boxes and make sure that the player experience is great. The players have what they want. Make sure it's not overpoweringly unfair from a pay standpoint, and then go from there. But so far from what I've seen, I had 2 accounts before the one that you're seeing right now that I spent 99 cents on one of the accounts. That's it. And I was relatively able to keep up early game. Now, as the game develops and progresses and you get 4, 5, 6 months into the game, into your empire that you're in, and there's high spenders that have had all that time to spend all that time, the gap may widen. But again, in these types of games, you shouldn't expect to keep up with somebody spending $1,000 to $5,000 a month on the game where you're spending little to nothing. As long as you're having a good time and you're enjoying yourself and you're contributing to the way that you want to contribute, and you're playing the way that you want to play within your means, this is certainly a game that you can compete in. You can certainly be a part of a major alliance, capturing the Imperial City, winning a KVK type event, winning alliance type events as a free-to-play player. You can do that. Just need to plan it accordingly. I've made tons of videos when I played Rise of Kingdoms to show you the different things that you could do to accomplish that. I'm sure I'm going to do that again with Age of Empires Mobile as well. So we're going to definitely go into all of those things. But the short answer to that long speech was yes, you can play it the way that you want to play it. The caveat is you need to make sure that you set the right expectations for yourself, because if you're expecting to come in here and spend nothing, but be number 1 on the server day 1, after people have started spending, that's just not realistic. But will you be a part of something that is going to accomplish things? Absolutely. Another thing I wanted to go into is, are there too many things to do? Does it feel like a job? And the answer is going to be kind of hard to say because it's a new game and new shiny things always hold our attention more, right? But so far, I'm really enjoying it. I like the differentiation of having some of these mini games inside of it to break up the monotony of just upgrading, training, kill barb here kind of thing. I will say also, the other 2 accounts that I made before this one, I was fighting within a day, and not just fighting, but organized fighting, flag fighting, capturing towns fighting. So you're fighting and in the fray almost immediately. So getting to a fast start and getting rolling and with the right alliance is going to be something that gives you a definite advantage in this game. If you're coming in kind of willy-nilly, you can do it too, but it may take a little bit longer for you to ramp up. Traditionally in these types of games, I would have my own empire / kingdom. I would have my own alliance. I'd be the leader of said alliance. I'd have a team of leaders helping me run it. I'd be having I just don't have the time though. So I'm joining Chiskel's project and I'm on his team on this server here, leveling my account up, doing everything I need to do to be as effective and strong as I can while not spending too much money. I think I've put a total of $50 into the game so far. I might put another 50 in altogether, maybe a little bit more depending on what kind of more bundles pop up that I might have my eye caught on, but I don't plan on spending heavy on this game, and it looks like you don't have to. There's different mechanics that kind of make this game fairly free-to-play friendly. Again, setting the right expectation for yourself is going to be key. So early game, there's always 100 things to do. So you don't necessarily have any free time to just sit there and look at your city and look how pretty it is. Although you can. It just take, you might be wasting a little time. But again, it's also about who you are, right? Are you aggressive perfectionist? Are you an aggressive achievement hunter kind of person? What do you like to do when you play these types of games? Like what's in it for you? If you're that type of person, then yes, the early game is going to be very intense. That's going to be any of the games that are in this kind of genre where you're starting off, because not only are you building your own city from scratch, building up your troop count, building up your heroes, all your gear, but also you've got a whole new server that you're on, and there's diplomacy that goes into that, and there's strategy that goes into that, and there's territory placement, there's alliance placement, there's goals of a particular region, there's tons of different unknowns. So there's always at the very beginning way more things than you have possibly have time for. But you can maximize your time and do different things to make sure that you're setting the long things up for overnight when you're sleeping, or doing the things that are quick hit during the day. Understanding that there's future events coming out that may help you level up faster, and saving some of the activities that you could be doing now then, and hopefully boosting your account better because of it. There's different things you can do in this game to kind of make it the way that you need it to be. But yeah, definitely at the very beginning, there's way more to do than you really have time for, especially if you're a perfectionist or an achievement guy like me, where I want to get all the stuff done and I want to make sure that all my buildings are exactly the same level as I level up. That's not how you should do it. I'll make a video on how you should level up your city in the future as well, but that's definitely not the way to do it in this type of game. There's much more efficient ways to do it and much more strategic ways to do it when it comes to later events. As the game goes on, I haven't played it for more than a month, so I can't tell you down the road if it becomes monotonous. But again, there's just so much to do here. And ultimately, these types of games, you tend to stick around not only for the gameplay and the different things that you've accomplished in the game, but because of the people that you play with. So really, just as important as starting to play Age of Empires Mobile is finding the right people to play with. If you don't find the right people, find the right people. Make that a priority. You should definitely find your tribe, your people, and then get to know them and get connected with them and start to play the game with them, and just make sure that you're having fun. So I know there's a ton of other questions that you guys may have. I didn't want to just sit here and rail off on about 20 frequently asked question video kind of thing. So I just want to give you a couple quick hitter things that I know people ask about whenever they're looking to play a new game. If there's other things that you would like to know about, hit me up in the comment section below. Also, community, please feel free to answer those questions too. If you're looking for a place to come and just learn about the game and enjoy the gameplay and have fun watching fighting, this could be a good spot for you. I know when I was a sponsored content creator for Rise of Kingdoms and played that for 4 years, we had a blast. I'd love to bring that community over to here. This is going to be the game that I'm going to be playing going forward, and it seems very enjoyable. I know that I started playing those other types of games because of the IP that this game uses. So it's kind of coming full circle for me, being able to play this game in this type of mobile game environment, having the Age of Empires IP to it. It just kind of all clicks for me. So I'm playing this game long term when I have time with my 6 kids that I'm taking care of, including the baby. So normally I'd be pumping out video after video every single day and live streaming every day. Can't do that with the kids, at least the way they are right now age-wise. So I'm creating this content usually at night or early in the morning, and then taking care of my kids all during the day, doing all that stuff. But feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below and ask any questions that you may have pertaining to your experience and what you're looking to accomplish. Love to answer that question for you as well. Please make sure you hit that like and subscribe if you have not done so already. I really appreciate you watching the video. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers, have a good one, and take care.